Costa Rica, a gem of Central America, is famous for its pristine beaches, dense tropical forests, and its title as a producer of some of the world's finest coffees. This charming nation is not only a coveted tourist destination, but also an agricultural powerhouse, contributing approximately 55% of its GDP through the production of coffee, sugar, bananas, and cocoa, leading exports in the region. Situated between Nicaragua and Panama, Costa Rica has the Caribbean Sea to the north and the Pacific Ocean to the south. The gateway for many visitors is the Juan Santa Maria International Airport in San Jose, the capital. Overland travel from Honduras, El Salvador, and Mexico is also common. With a tropical climate, the country offers pleasant temperatures around 25 degrees Celsius throughout the year, ideally from December to April to avoid the rainy season. Spanish is the predominant language, enriching the cultural experience for visitors. Costa Rica's history, like many of its South American neighbors, was marked by Spanish colonization. Christopher Columbus, upon arriving on the shores of the Caribbean in 1502, named the country Costa Rica, drawn by the supposed riches of gold. However, contrary to expectations, Spanish colonizers found little gold and soon realized the scarcity of mineral resources. The original inhabitants of Costa Rica were indigenous communities, many of whom migrated from regions such as Guatemala, sustaining themselves through agriculture and hunting. It was only later that the local residents discovered the potential of the mountainous slopes for agriculture, especially coffee cultivation. After nearly 3 centuries under Spanish rule, Costa Rica finally achieved independence in 1821, ending a long period of colonization. Costa Rica is often ranked as one of the happiest countries in the world in global life satisfaction indices. This is remarkable, especially considering the economic challenges faced by many Central and South American countries. With an area of 51,000 square kilometers, the nation has a population of approximately 5 million, including descendants of Africans and local tribal groups. Currently, only 4 indigenous tribes in Costa Rica maintain their distinct identity and culture. In the modern landscape, Costa Rica stands out for its liberal laws, legalizing activities such as gambling and prostitution, which are not common in many countries. These policies, while not the only factors, contribute to attracting tourists, especially from the United States, generating a significant source of tourism income. The country is also known for its unique approach to drunk driving, being one of the few places in the world where this is legally allowed. In Costa Rica, a peculiarity in the traffic code was that until 2012, there were no severe penalties for drunk driving, including the absence of fines or license suspension for drivers caught after leaving bars. The implementation of stricter traffic rules only began after that year. In terms of national security, Costa Rica stands out for not having had an army since 1948, making it one of the few countries in the world with this characteristic. Costa Rica's external security is largely managed in cooperation with the United States, providing robust protection against external interference. This arrangement highlights the power and influence of the United States in the region. Additionally, Costa Rica is often cited as one of the safest and most livable countries in Latin America, both in terms of external and internal security, which contributes to its reputation as an ideal place to live and visit. In Costa Rica, education is entirely free, and the country leads in Latin America in terms of literacy rates. Additionally, citizens have access to free medications at pharmacies, reflecting a highly inclusive public healthcare policy. As for energy, Costa Rica is a global example, with around 98% of its electricity coming from renewable sources such as hydroelectric, geothermal, wind, and solar power. This commitment to the environment is also reflected in the quality of water. In Costa Rica, river water is potable and healthy, and in rural areas, many people prefer to consume water directly from nature rather than buying bottled water. In public restrooms, especially in large complexes, urinals do not have automatic flushing systems, a conscious choice to conserve water. For tourists interested in experiencing these unique features, Costa Rica offers visa-free entry for many countries. The country has become an attractive destination for Canadians, Europeans, and Americans looking to start anew in life, especially those in more mature and financially stable stages of life. Due to these attractions, Many prefer Costa Rica over other destinations like Sweden to begin a new chapter in their lives. The preference for Costa Rica over countries like Sweden is due to several factors. Sweden, located in the Scandinavian region, faces months of limited sunlight, short days, and predominantly cold weather. Additionally, the taste of fruits and vegetables is often affected by the cold climate, and access to social services involves bureaucratic and complex processes, which can be exhausting and time-consuming. In contrast, Costa Rica offers a tropical climate year-round, with sunny days and paradise beaches. Local fruits and vegetables are abundant and flavorful due to favorable weather conditions. The country's fertile land ensures that even in times of global crisis, Costa Rica is less likely to face shortages or hunger, with abundant crops and the possibility of subsisting on natural resources like coconuts. Furthermore, the opportunity to invest in properties, build mansions in breathtaking landscapes, and access free education and worry-free healthcare make Costa Rica appealing to many, especially when compared to the more challenging conditions in countries like Sweden. While Costa Rica is considered more livable than many developed European countries, it also has its challenges. In the streets of the capital, for example, one may occasionally encounter unpleasant odors and litter, partly stemming from people without access to public restrooms resorting to the streets in emergency situations. For first-time visitors, this can be surprising or even shocking. In contrast to some European countries, Costa Rica does not offer free social housing or free public transportation. Furthermore, government support for those who do not work is limited, unlike countries like Sweden, which have robust welfare systems. Although technically there are no people in extreme poverty, wages in Costa Rica are modest, with the average monthly income around $700 and the approximate minimum wage of $600. However, it is important to note that Costa Rica stands out in Latin America for having the highest minimum wage and purchasing power in the region, even surpassing some European and Balkan countries. Observing the inhabitants of Costa Rica, whether in urban or rural areas, it is notable the tranquility and contentment they exude. They seem to be at peace with their lives and often greet others with a smile. In rural areas, it's common to encounter elderly individuals, reflecting the local belief that one can live comfortably well into old age, such as into their 90s. The diet is based on locally grown foods like squash, corn, and beans, reflecting a healthy and sustainable lifestyle. Costa Ricans follow a life principle known as pura vida, symbolizing a tranquil, unhurried existence, appreciating simple things, and maintaining a positive attitude. This philosophy manifests in daily behavior. For example, when driving, it's rare for someone to impatiently honk at another vehicle, even after long waits. They value a calm and gentle approach to life, demonstrating patience and consideration for others, a characteristic that permeates Costa Rican society. Costa Ricans are known for their friendliness and kindness, traits that are more pronounced than in many developed countries. In challenging situations, it's common to see the community coming together to help, and this hospitality even extends to strangers. It's not uncommon to be greeted with a friendly smile on the streets. In contrast, in modern developed countries, a more pronounced individualism often prevails. In Costa Rica, family is a central value, with people living close to their relatives. The locals' daily routine includes waking up early, around 5:30 a.m., and going to bed early, usually around 9 p.m., maintaining consistency in their day-to-day lives. In less urbanized areas, evenings tend to be quiet, with people preferring the calm of their homes. However, this doesn't mean the absence of a vibrant nightlife. For those seeking entertainment and socializing, Costa Rica offers a lively nightlife, with people from all over the world coming together for parties and social gatherings. The atmosphere is warm and welcoming, and it's possible to enjoy the nightlife on a reasonable budget. Additionally, Costa Rica, much like Colombia, is known for having some of the most attractive women in Latin America, contributing to the country's social and cultural appeal. Traveling from the urban center to the interior of Costa Rica, a striking feature is the prevalence of cyclists. In rural areas, many prefer bicycles as a means of transportation, both for sporting reasons and to save on fuel. Soccer is also a national passion, with fields present in almost every town and village, even if their leagues are not widely recognized internationally. In Costa Rican villages, three structures are ubiquitous: the church, the school, and the soccer field. A unique aspect of Costa Rica is the absence of a traditional addressing system. Residences and commercial establishments do not have street names or door numbers. Instead, addresses are described using landmarks, such as next to the school or behind the church. This approach works well due to the compact size of the country and its cities. From above, Costa Rica presents a landscape dominated by one- or two-story buildings. Skyscrapers or large concrete buildings are rarely seen, leading some to describe the country as a one-story nation. With its 51,000 square kilometers, Costa Rica is essentially a large rural area, with a landscape punctuated by small structures and open spaces. Costa Rica offers a significant tax advantage for those who work remotely and earn money online. By obtaining residency in the country and opening a local bank account, there is no need to pay taxes on income generated abroad. This exemption is granted even when withdrawing money from a Costa Rican bank, as long as the individual's tax records are situated in another country. This policy is a global rarity. Normally, when you have a bank account in a country, you are expected to become a taxpayer in that nation, regarding the income deposited in the bank. Costa Rica stands out for not requiring this, providing a favorable tax environment for international remote workers. However, it's important to consider the local employment landscape. About 15% of Costa Rica's population is unemployed, a relatively high rate. Therefore, those planning to move to the country and seek employment should be aware that local companies tend to give preference to Costa Rican citizens. In terms of the cost of living, monthly rent for a two-bedroom apartment in central areas of the capital city typically ranges around $700. For those looking for more luxury, it's possible to rent sophisticated beachfront houses for around $1,500 per month. These details provide an overview of life in Costa Rica, highlighting its peculiarities and advantages.